Hello, everyone. It's Nancy Rebecca tuning in from the Pacific Northwest. It is a very kind of frosty morning, ice all over the cars and the windshields and a little bit on the road. So, hope you are all doing well. I've been following some of the snow news back east, and it seems like there's this band where some of you get 4 feet of snow and some of you get no snow, and you could be just a couple of miles away from each other. I just found that quite fascinating. So hello from Oregon and Ontario, Asheville, North Carolina, Vienna, London, the Okanagan, Denmark. We have really created an amazing international community. Hello from Quebec City and Chicago and Texas and Belize. Like what a divine mixture there. So today I'm going to be talking about, in this frequency forecast for December, we're going to be talking about the quantum leap that happened about a month ago and how are you navigating those galactic aftershocks? Yeah, I keep describing it as like in the Matrix, it's like, this quantum leap and this wave of light that went out just kind of knocked us all against the wall, and we come sliding down the wall, and we're just sitting there, with the little cartoon stars spinning around above our head. Yeah, that's about how I'm seeing it right now. So I'm really curious, how are you all feeling? How are you all doing? If you think, physically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Nancy Rebecca, and I am a retired registered nurse, but I've been working in the last 30 years as a psychic healer, teacher of intuitive psychic development. And so, yeah, Mary May. Okay. Mary May has summarized it beautifully. I feel like I got hit by a ton of bricks and that I will never recover. That is describes exactly what I felt happen last week. So this is very normal. Let me just talk about my experience when someone makes, boy, my internet's kind of flickering, so I hope that you can all hear me okay. So we often think when we have a quantum leap, and the quantum field is like this beautiful, I'm going to call it like a gossamer fabric. And you kind of think about this nice warm summer breeze that's blowing along this gossamer fabric that's hanging out to dry, on the laundry line. And it just ripples, this beautiful rippling effect. Well, it's almost like what happened this time. It's like when this quantum, about a month ago, when this quantum leap happened, it was almost like somebody dropped a bomb, and I didn't want to use that word, but it's like they just boom like this, and it was just like that little quantum fabric just twisted all around the clothesline, and now we're kind of starting to unravel it. And so, yep, it's a biggie. It's a biggie. And so this is the thing that I've noticed, especially doing spiritual development. You can be feeling so great and you can do all the right things. You can eat well and sleep well and go for walks and do your meditations and do your journaling and do your coloring and, visiting with friends. You're just doing all the right things. But when it hits like that and you get all twisted up around that clothesline and now you're trying to unravel it, it's going to take a bit for all your chakras and your aura to kind of stretch out and re-expand. So I think if I were to summarize it all, we are re-expanding back into a new space that has been created for us. But I definitely felt my feet get kicked out from underneath me, and I wasn't expecting it. It was a big surprise. So, in these galactic shifts, this is what we're learning how to do. We're learning how to embrace the quantum awakening. And beyond that veil, those quantum distortions, believe it or not, are really helping you to build up your inner resilience. So, um, yeah, feeling up and down, Ms. W, easily triggered, easily triggered. And so, what if you are finding yourself easily triggered? Well, you're not the only one. And so we could be just like one of those pinball machines where we're just triggering each other like crazy, and somebody needs to step out of the cycle. So, yeah, we have to be we have to monitor that a little closely. All right, now here's the thing. So, in this quantum leap that happened, and it's a good thing, but it's almost like this portal opened, and it's almost like all of planet Earth kind of slipped through this time space portal continuum. And then it's like the portal doors closed. So it's almost like we're in this entirely new dimension. And some people are going to be like they're on the ground while there's this rumbling going on of change, trying to hang on to the grass. And there's others of you that are walking along the sidewalk and you're wondering, are you doing okay? And it's like you try to pick them up, but they're wobbling and then they cause you to wobble. And both of you could end up falling down. So there's this sense right now as people are going through their stuff. It's like, how do you know how much to help and how much to let people have their process? And so I think there's a lot of us right now that's trying to figure out that, I don't know what we would call it, a boundary. And one of the things in society and in the world we've worked a lot on is what's that word? Enabling. And so we don't want to enable someone to stay stuck. But then what do you do when they're really going through it and they're really struggling to kind of stand up on their own 2 feet with all of these quantum changes that are happening? And what I'm finding is just sometimes just sitting down having a cup of coffee while I just ground really strongly. If I'm seeing somebody on the grass, I might sit down on the grass and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And just kind of just let them kind of settle. Let my frequency, if my frequency is calm, let my frequency move next to somebody else who's feeling quite unsettled, to see if that calmness kind of permeates everything. So we are in this unity consciousness phase, and yeah, the world is really feeling turned upside down right now. So again, a month ago, the quantum portal opened up. It is quite a significant opening. It's not the only opening that's going to happen. And here in the month of December, it's like, if you're going up the stairs, you take these little steps, but like we have a stadium near us, and to take a step to the next step, I feel like I almost have to get my knee up past my hip, and then I have to push myself up. It's almost like the stairs have gotten bigger, or you're climbing up this mountain and it seems really steep. So if you're feeling any of that, that's normal. And over time, you will get used to being able to adapt to these bigger quantum leaps. But right now, that inner resilience is really shaking us up. So what was the point that I wanted to make? It has to do with the looping that's happening. So these quantum shifts are definitely affecting our mental and emotional states. And even if you've been preparing for this time, you can find yourself in that same position. So there are physical sensations that we are having, a lot of nausea, and then on the flip side, some incredible dreams. A lot of nausea and incredible dreams. But what I'm finding with my students when they're having that nausea, and I'll ask them to ground stronger, that nausea passes. So if you're finding yourself a little bit dizzy and nauseous, just sit down and just ground like a tree. Pretend like you're a tree with deep roots, and then that will help it pass. Because what's happening is the frequency's going up and your physical body's like, whoa, this is a bit much, almost like a roller coaster ride. So you just want to help ground your body so it feels a little more stabilized. And mood swings. Yeah. I mean, just like one of you saying about becoming triggered, a lot of people having mood swings as well. A lot of erratic driving. So this is one of my telltale signs that an enormous energetic shift has happened. What happens is the shift will happen, and it's almost like this eerily calm comes, and this is consistent every time. Then there's this eerily calm. And so if you find yourself saying, wow, it's eerily calm outside, or it's feeling a bit weird, like everything has stopped. It's like, is anybody, like I'm surrounded by apartment buildings, and it was like I didn't see anybody for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden things start moving quickly again. People are getting behind the wheel of the car. There's a lot of erratic driving. And car accidents, big car accidents. So the more car accidents, the bigger the accident, the more impactful the car accident. It can show you just how much the world has shifted. And why does that happen? Like, you might wonder why it happens. It's like, well, we probably shouldn't be getting behind the wheel of the car. And so this is what I want to be talking about today. Give yourself permission right now. And it's the holiday season for many of us, but give yourself for rest, relaxation, and restoring, because it's like you're trying to navigate and adapt to navigate these galactic shifts while you're walking through this fun house of the sidewalk, moving this way and that way, and going up and down all at the same time. And so if you've ever been in one of those before and you finally have to just sit down and scoot along on your bum, this is what's happening. So if you're feeling a bit off, you're not crazy. Okay. So the galactic core is I want to talk about, we're in Sagittarius. We have the galactic core. We have what's the other one? The great attractor, and Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is the archer, and the Sagittarius goes for direct truth. It's like, bypass this story, bypass this story, bypass this event, bypass this event. Let's get to the heart of the matter. So even if you are not Sagittarius, you are influenced by those Sagittarian qualities during this time that we are in the cycle of Sagittarius. So it's the archer. It's associated with vision, truth-seeking, exploration beyond the physical and spiritual boundaries. Sagittarius aligns with the galactic center, and this is considered a powerful energetic source emitting radio waves representing the cosmic heartbeat. So the cosmic, I'm going to call it galactic, because really that's what I'm feeling, a lot of galactic influence. I can sense can you sense this? Like we're being watched in a big way, like this at this galactic level, like we're being watched. And it was like, oh, well, they took that hit pretty well. Well, that might have been a little too much there. So it does feel at some galactic level, there are some observations that are going on. And so we have I always have to, I never can remember these. The galactic center, right, is like the heartbeat of the world. It is intense. It is powerful. And you can look these up. And then the great attractor is this gravitational anomaly located in the direction of Sagittarius that pulls at galaxies. So whatever, I'm going to go into this in a second, because this is the whole concept of what's happening right now. So the great attractor really helps you to channel the divine. Who is the divine in you? Who's the divine? Your spirit is the divine. So the great attractor pulls more of your spirit into your body. It's like there's this magnetic movement that's happening, more of your spirit's coming into your body. You are your divine connection. And it's enabling you to be able to channel higher levels of knowledge and higher levels of wisdom. And I'm going to tell you what the cosmic galactic star alignment, whatever that is, continues to inform me that as we move forward in these next few months, it's like knowledge has higher value than gold. It's like we're being infused with high levels of knowledge that is of great value. And it's like the more knowledge that we can take into our body and create a light body, the greater the self-value, the self-strength, the self-resilience, your ability to rely on the self. But what's happening here is this loop that's going through where how many of you are noticing that some old stuff is coming up and you're like, you have got to be kidding me. I dealt with that ages ago. Why is that coming up again? Why do I have to deal with this again? Or you have people that are coming into your life that you haven't seen in a while. It's like, why do I have to address this again? So there's this repeated, this loop, this cycle that's happening because it's like cleaning out your body so that you can communicate more with your celestial self. Yep. Deep Enoch. Me. That's me. Well, you're not alone, Enoch. I'm just going to tell you, you are not alone. So Sagittarius, the galactic core, enhances the celestial phenomena that's going on right now to help us all embrace higher wisdom, higher knowledge, connect you to your greater cosmic purpose, and engage in spiritual transformation. And I'm with you. I'm one of those like, yeah, but what about what's going on in the world? So let's keep going. So in this magnetic loop that's happening, it's pulling up more stuff. And for many of you, that's a lot of childhood stuff. That's pre-verbal, that's that foundational ages from birth to 3 years old. And then from 3 to 6, and then 6 to 12, there's these segments that are coming up. But what I want you to hear this. It's like you may have dealt with this before, and it may have felt like 10 dump trucks of old pain lined up in your driveway when you were dealing with this before, living your life, whether it's through teenage years, young adults, whatever, if you've done therapy or meditation, whatever. But now it's coming back around, and it's almost like spirit's walking up with a teaspoon of stuff. And you're like, oh no, not that again. And we have these aftershock, these galactic aftershocks of like, I don't think I can go through 10 dump trucks again of stuff. And so spirit wants you to know it's not a lot. It's looping around. We're tying up those loose ends. And a lot of times it's helping to reflect where you are now versus where you were then. I teach by contrast. I love to teach by contrast. So what that means is spirit wants you to know it's a teaspoon, it's not 10 dump trucks, and then you can settle yourself again. You can get yourself grounded again. You can really find ways to love yourself again and find ways to rest, relax, rejuvenate. And if you need to cut some things out from the holiday season, and you just can't keep up with what you've done in years past, give yourself permission to kind of pare it down a little bit, because you're going to do much better than you would if you're still trying to run, get everything done while you're working, while you're cleaning house, while the sidewalk's wobbling and going up and down. So if you're doing okay, cool. But if you're not doing okay, it's not personal. It's galactic. All right. What did I want to say here? And you are going through a period of inner strength and inner resilience in a big way. And the sacred geometry is really stabilizing things. The light codes are coming in just as much as ever. And each little light code is just so packed full of high level knowledge. And I'll just say one more thing, and then we're going to do a meditation, and I need to explain this meditation a little bit. But I kind of moved myself to take in some information that I usually hold at arm's length. And I know many of you are probably going to laugh about it because I talk about star beings and the blue light beings. But when we're talking about like aliens and extraterrestrials and the Greys and the Starship Enterprise and the Galactic Federation, and when you hear about all that stuff, for me, it feels really far out there. Because I'm a nurse, I really want to focus on how are you handling these galactic shifts. That's really important and helping, which I'll do in a meditation here, to give you a tool to help you to integrate and adapt easier. So I knew that was maybe a block holding that as a distance. So I've kind of been letting myself read more and watch some programs about it. And I was telling Yvonne and laughing because it's like this information gets right about here and it bounces off my head. It just bounces off my head. So I'm in this process of really trying to take a look at where am I struggling to integrate new high levels of galactic quantum knowledge, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I like to make shifts before the shift. And so I like to try to identify where I might get a little wiggly. And so I'm just confessing, I get a little wiggly about that stuff and I get excited at the same time. So let's talk about the meditation. So before I talk about the meditation, I also want to talk about the winter solstice. So the winter solstice is where I do a psychic reading on a whole group of people, and I read the different layers of the aura, and we're definitely having this blue star of miracles coming in. So I put the link here and you can go and read about it. The tickets are on sale for this event, but if you really want some assistance with a unity, a group of like-minded people coming together to help you to shift, you will really appreciate the hand up. And plus, it's a lot of fun. All right. So in this meditation, let me talk about this meditation that we're going to do. And at first, I wasn't sure how I was going to explain it. And so I'll just explain it. So you have your pineal gland, right? And so if you just take your fingers, like it's behind your eyes, it's a little above your ears, and you kind of point your fingers this way, that's about where your pineal sits. Or you can put your finger on your forehead, side of your head, and imagine a golden light coming out of each finger, and that's about where the pineal exists. So your pineal gland is filled with these little crystals. It's almost like little teeny tiny sand quartz crystals. And the job of these crystals is to reflect light, to enhance light, to help you to absorb the light of your soul. And so as your spirit, your soul comes down into your body, it comes down through the pineal, and then it's like, boom, like all this light comes out of your third eye, your clairvoyant chakra. So you bring in this light to the pineal, and then you allow your spiritual light to illuminate. Well, right in front of the pineal is a space, a gap, and then in front of the gap is your pituitary. So your pituitary gland, I'm just going to describe it as the overseer of the body. And so you have the pineal, which is the overseer of spirit. It's the spiritual aspect. The pineal, spirit, space. And in front of that's the pituitary that helps oversee the whole body, helps regulate all the hormones, helps regulate how you're doing. So when I travel to South Africa, it's a completely different time zone and you can have jet lag. But what I do is I help clear and wash off my pineal, the pituitary, and the space in between, so my spirit can communicate properly to my body and my body can communicate properly to my spirit. So we're right now having these time space slippage, I will call it, where it feels slippery. So if I'm writing something that would normally take me 30 minutes and I look at the clock and only 3 minutes have passed, that's what I mean by this time slippage. So I was asking Spirit, and Spirit said, just like jet lag, you're going to have to clear the pineal and the pituitary and the space in between so the two can communicate. So here's my little caution. A little bit of love goes a long way. So when I'm guiding you through this meditation, please do not go in there and think that you're just going to make it all perfect right out the barn door. It's like, just do a little gentle clearing. I'm teaching it to you so you can do it every single day for the rest of your life. So just know that even if it's not perfectly healed, it's okay. All right. So you've got the pineal, and then in front of it, space. In front of that's the pituitary. So let's go ahead and do a meditation and get it nice and in the flow with each other. So go ahead and close your eyes and turn within. And just talk to your body a moment and say, I know life is really confusing right now. I know. Tell me all about it. I know it's hard. I know this time-space thing has you really confused. I know the vibrational shifts are rocking your world. Just be reassuring to your body. And then let your body know that you're going to do a technique that's going to help it adapt between the spirit and the body, help adapt and acclimate and maybe calm some of that distortion that seems to be happening for many people. Yeah, it almost feels like this kind of rocking ocean back and forth. So just know that as I'm tuned into all of you are here live that are watching the replay, I can feel that rocking motion. So go ahead and say hello to your higher self and ask your higher self, your higher, wise, knowledgeable self to assist you with your pineal and your pituitary and assist you to ground. I'm feeling into the conversation you're having with your higher selves, and I'm feeling things start to calm down. So make that part of your daily practice as well. Now, what type of image of grounding is going to be very supportive for you right now? Maybe it's a steel beam. Maybe it's a big crystal. Maybe it's an ancient redwood tree with deep roots. Maybe it's soap bubbles. It can be surprising how strong soap bubbles can be. So use whatever imagery that can be playful and light, because wow, do we need it. And then connect it around the area of your hips, going all the way through the earth's crust, all the way down, passing through all the layers of earth, and then just connect your grounding to the center core of earth. Grounding is definitely the secret sauce. Well done. Your grounding also functions as a way to release. It has this opening where you can just dump a lot of stuff. So right now, set your intention to dump out of your aura, out of your chakras, out of your physical body, any stuck energy that's causing you to see life in a distorted way, or feel life in a distorted way, or respond to life in a distorted way. Just dump distortion, the energy of distortion, right down your grounding. And sometimes I like to pretend I've got those extra large industrial black plastic bags, and I just fill them up and dump them down the grounding to the center of the earth, and Mother Earth loves to recycle it for you. So dumping distortion energy. Don't think about it too much. Don't try to go through the garbage. Don't try to sort it out or wonder what it is. Just dump it. There you go. Much faster. Remind yourself of what today's date is. Remind yourself of how old you are, because some of those distortions can come from an earlier age. And you've gained a lot of wisdom since that earlier age. I see as you are all really working to dump distortion, there's a lot of blue that's coming in and rose pink quartz. So let's take that blend of blue cosmic and quartz, pink rose quartz, and just blend it together, bring it right into the room where you are, and just let it flow down through the top of your aura. Because this blue that illuminates truth and dissolves illusion, this rose quartz is all about self-love, remembering to love. So it's just a beautiful blend. And so just allow it to flow all the way through your aura, and it's just going to help dissolve more distortions. That can really challenge you to know what's really true or not. So just let go of the distortions. Beautiful. Now, take your pointer fingers, place one in the middle center of your forehead, the other finger on the side of your head, just a little bit above your ear, and it can be your right side or left side, it doesn't matter. And then imagine there's a golden light coming out of each finger, and it's going to cross in the center of your head. And where those two golden laser-like lights cross, that's about where your pineal is located. You can keep your fingers there the whole time, or you can let your fingers rest in your lap. And if you need a reminder, just lift them back up and point your spirit in the right direction. So right in the center of your head, A little bit tilted back is your pineal gland. It's the one that helps you maintain your spiritual perspective in life. It's got those little crystals in it. So right now, just collect up some beautiful gold or beautiful silver or any other color that you want, but and make sure it's got some gold or silver quality to it as well, and just let it rinse through your pineal gland. You can do this through intuitive feeling, intuitive sound, intuitive sight, intuitive knowing. Just gentle, caring, kind, loving your pineal, your connection to your own soul. Just keep rinsing it and remind yourself of today's date and your age while you're rinsing it. Beautiful. Now imagine you're going to shift slightly forward. You're going to shift your consciousness. Even if you have to make it up and pretend, that's where your pituitary gland is located. It's the one that helps you to regulate your physical body. And so the pituitary, just go ahead, do the same exact thing. Love on it a little bit. Rinse it with this gold or silver. Pituitary does such a beautiful job regulating our hormones, helping to keep us in balance. So give it a little love, knowing that you probably have never acknowledged it before. Again, present time, present age. All right, that's pretty good for now. I can feel that your pituitary's like, okay, that's enough. That's a good start. So now I want you to clear the space in between. So the pineal's an overseer for spirit, pituitary overseer for body. We want your spirit and body to communicate seamlessly with each other. And how are you going to do that? By clearing any blocked energy between those two. So that little space in between, rinse it with some gold. Or silver with a splash of any other color. Yes, I'm aware some of you maybe got a little nauseated on that, so just go a little bit slower. Remind yourself of today's date. Remind yourself of your age. All right, I'm going to have everybody slow down now and just thank your pineal and thank your pituitary and thank the space in between. And then just kind of relax back into yourself. And let's take a moment to release any of the debris. So just imagine you've been sweeping out the kitchen of dog hair and old food or whatever. You've been sweeping it out. Now you want to take it to the garbage. So go ahead and let it drop right down your grounding and do a little extra rinse through your aura of that blue and rose quartz. Increase the strength of your grounding if you're feeling a little dizzy. All right, beautiful. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Please make sure that you really look at your hands on both sides, look at your clothes, look at the things that you have around you, kind of take your feet, let the bottoms of your feet touch the floor so that you can really get connected to yourself again. So that particular technique is going to help you with the distortion. It's going to help you to acclimate and adapt in that time-space continuum. For some of you, you're going to really know that you've got to be super gentle. That is a powerful place in the center of your head. It is a powerful place. And so just as often, even if it's a couple times a week, just try to keep it nice, gentle clearing so that your body and spirit can work in unison together, building your light body. So I will love reading your comments. So again, go to the segment on the winter solstice event. I keep hearing about this presence of the blue star of miracles. And I'm super excited to see how that's going to unfold for us all during the winter solstice. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording and just know that just give it a nanosecond and then you'll be able to post again. Okay. All right, everyone, take good care. I will see you next Thursday live. I'm always here on Thursdays at this time live, and we're going to be talking about all of, what did I want to say? The quantum leaps, navigating the galactic aftershocks. So, all right, take care. Bye-bye.